Hey guys, Eric here, and today I'm going to be talking about a rather explicit and somewhat personal topic for INFJs. So for those of you who aren't really prepared to hear these thoughts, now's your chance to leave the video before I begin. Alright, today I'll be talking about why INFJs ask so many questions and why INFJs need to know the answer. Now, the reason might not be what you're expecting. For males and male INFJs, a lot of times we ask questions is for sexual reasons. However, this isn't always the case, though for female INFJs, it does certainly tie in quite a bit. So for those of you who have been wondering, if you know a male or female INFJ, if you've been wondering what they're thinking when they're asking you questions and trying to get information, today I'm going to be your wingman and answer these questions for you. Let's start off with the male INFJs, since they are less common and more often than not are the ones who seem pretty straightforward but yet are full of mystery. To start off with, the male INFJ mind is directly tied in to a man's desire and need for FE fulfillment. Now, most men are driven by testosterone. However, this isn't always the case. As a matter of fact, some men choose to rely on the female endorphin and chemical estrogen instead. And for those of you women out there, you already can get a feel of where I'm headed for this. For those of you out there who are men and don't know where I'm headed with this, let me explain a little bit. In a woman's body, her estrogen synergizes directly with acetylcholine in her eyes and in her blood, and that chemical basically makes a person territorial and like what they see. In other words, a woman's feelings are directly tied into what they see. And I'm going to keep this brief because I don't want to give too much information away in one video. That would be kind of rude of me to invade in a woman's private life and mind in such a way. But it will give them just enough to stay interested. And for you men out there, don't go thinking that you understand just because I've said anything in this video. Women are a lot more complex than you may give them credit for, and they are way simpler than you perceive them to be. And this is just me speaking personally. I do understand women. It is very, very rare. I would say less than 3% of the male population understands this. But getting back on track, women's estrogen synergizes with their acetylcholine. What this means for a female INFJ and for a female in general is that when they see someone and their FE is triggered, their first reaction is to become emotionally involved. Some males choose to rely on estrogen, however, it does not synergize with acetylcholine. What that means for a male is that they can seem feminine due to the nature of estrogen. However, it is not linked to what they are seeing, but purely based off of what they are feeling. Male INFJs seem to rely, based on observation, on the chemical estrogen more than testosterone when their FE is engaged. So now I'm going to answer the question, why is it so important for INFJs to connect with other people? Simple. The reward system on our FE works on a give and take relationship, meaning if we don't give to you, we cannot take from you in our FE. And in the same way, we need to have an emotional connection. Don't worry, I won't spoil anything, ladies. Tell me in the comments if you want me to talk more about any of these topics, what specifically, and any topics I haven't directly discussed. But for the INFJ, our FE works on a give and take relationship, and that means that in order to receive, we have to give. However, there must be an emotional connection. There must be a reason, a trigger for us to feel satisfied. Because yes, we can feel for you as empaths, but that does not necessarily mean a thing if it doesn't give back to us, because we'll burn out otherwise. So naturally, we seek to get something out of our pouring in of FE. Now, let's answer the next question. What is it that triggers INFJs to ask questions, and what's really going through their mind? Now that we've kind of laid out the groundwork, let's start with the male INFJs in this category before we move on to the females and female INFJs. All right, when a male INFJ is asking you a general question, okay, and why do you believe it? Why do you believe that? Why do you think that? And RFE is engaged. What a male INFJ is really trying to do is figure out why, mechanically speaking, why is that emotionally important in the relationship? They're fishing to try to get information out of you so that they have ammunition to use in the relationship to advocate in their favor. Which is why INFJs make great emotional partners. And yet it can seem manipulative to some people because they're asking so many questions and it seems like they're going in circles and they're not giving any answers. And that makes male INFJs seem very mysterious. However, do note very carefully that in non-intimate relationships, INFJs, male INFJs, I'm still talking males here, may be asking questions to try to get information to use to advance into a relationship. If a male INFJ strikes up a conversation with you about anything, just about his work life, he's watching your reactions, he's watching your facial expressions, he's watching and listening closely to see how you will answer, read between the lines, and trust his intuition as leverage for a relationship. A little bit sneaky, very, very clever. Now, in romantic relationships, when an INFJ is asking questions, still males, still talking males here, when a male INFJ asks questions like, what does that mean to you? They're trying to get a feel for how they can give and get without you giving back to them. When a male INFJ, let's just say, me, for example, if I was in a relationship and I couldn't quite figure out why does it matter to my wife so much that she has pillows in her closet and pillowcases that she bought that she never uses. And I'm trying to figure this out because as a man, that doesn't make sense. What? Why? Like, why spend the money and the time and the effort and go out shopping and take me with you of all things? Now, guys, women, I have the answer. I know. I'm just painting a scenario. Why would you take me with you to go shopping and have me spend my time with you so that you can get something to keep in the closet that we are never going to use? Now, I'm not going to answer this question because I'm trying to keep everyone on the same page. This is how a man thinks. He doesn't have the answers. At least most don't. Like I said, 97% don't. Don't have the answers as to why emotional circumstances matter so much to a woman, about the emotional boundaries and building connections. But that quality time is vital, man. Just so you know, because I don't want to miss this. Quality time is vital to a woman. If she asks you to do something with her, even if it seems stupid and it accomplished nothing, and you went to the store, you looked around, and maybe you got a Hershey's bar after an hour and a half, and then you went home. And you're thinking to myself, why in the world did I just do all of that? Don't give her an attitude. If you're married and you do this, you're going to have some tension when it comes to trying to connect with her, because chances are she's going to be kind of upset you criticized her for this. Let her go. She's bonding with you. And believe me, if you ride the emotional ladder that she's putting out and walking with you, I guarantee you, your marriage and relationship will be way better off. Getting back on track. This is how a man is thinking. Why does this matter? So when a male INFJ asks these questions, he's really trying to say, what about it is so emotionally important to you? Help me to understand, so that when I'm giving to you, I know that it matters to you because of X reason. So I get a return knowing I'm doing something that makes you happy. Therefore, I get to be happy because I made you happy. But if we don't know why we're making you happy, it feels pointless. It's frustrating. Women, because I've given tips on women to men, get this if you get nothing else in my video. Men like to win. That's what drives us. Testosterone, earlier I said estrogen synergizes with acetylcholine. For a male, testosterone does. Testosterone makes us competitive. It makes us want to win. It makes us territorial. All right, whenever we see something, we're immediately in a take mindset. Taking in business, taking in the field, taking in our job, taking that promotion, taking the money. All right, we're constantly taking. I'm going to win this tournament. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to fight. I'm going to win this match. I'm going to win this girl. That's why a man calls it scoring. Because we don't know how else to explain it. It feels like we're winning in life. This isn't a video about relationships, but I am going to say this. Men love to win. It's what drives us. Now, when a man does not know how to win, he becomes frustrated, shuts down, becomes very irritable and angry because he can't figure out how to get the answer. And when he can't figure out how to get the answer, he doesn't know how to win. And when he doesn't know how to win, he feels like a failure. And it is very difficult for a man to pick themselves back up when they feel like they cannot win. If you do not give your man any way to win, he's going to give up and lose interest. You want to know why some relationships ends? I'm not saying this is happening to my viewers. Pardon my fluctuation. I'm just very passionate. I just get passionate about knowledge and things that I know to be true that could solve a problem, and it's something I'm working on, but bear with me, I'm catching myself. When a man does not know how to win, he gives up. Some relationships end because a man feels like he's not winning in the relationship. The woman, he feels like he doesn't understand the woman. He doesn't know how to understand her. He keeps asking questions and not getting the answers that he needs. He stops asking questions. She gets agitated because she's not getting what she needs. The man altogether feels like it's a lose-lose and then an overall lose because he could be doing better, winning with someone else, so he leaves the relationship. And no, it's not right, but you have to understand that this is something a man does subconsciously. It's the hormones in our body acting. In the same way that you need emotional satisfaction, men need to know that they're winning at something. All right, it's conquering. But if we don't, the reason I'm saying all of this for women is INFJs too, and in relationships, whether you're dating an INFJ female, whether you are an INFJ female, whether you're not even an INFJ, and this is just a video you've come to watch, take this above everything else because it'll help you the rest of your life. It'll help you in interviews. It'll help you get jobs. It'll help you when you're talking with your supervisor. It will, if the supervisor can feel like, your supervisor can feel like he did something right with you, he will then associate that feeling of accomplishment with your hard work. I am not saying manipulate people. I am saying if you understand this, it will help you the rest of your life. Getting back on track. Because I am running out of energy, I am going to tie this up and do a female INFJ video later on because I've been exhausted. I'm surprised I had the energy for this, but I did. So tying this all together, when a male INFJ is asking questions outside of a relationship, it means one of three things. They're getting leverage to try to start a relationship, and they're interested in you. Two, I didn't say that the first time, but they might be interested in you. If they are expending the energy and the time to strike up a conversation and ask questions, they're interested in something you have to offer. And if they're not interested, they're potentially interested in something. They might not know it yet, but something. Even if it's just in helping you and getting a return on their effie so they can continue going, they're interested in something. Number two, outside of our relationship, is they might be trying to figure out what matters to you so they can advance the relationship. Be like, oh, well, I love the time I get to spend with Elizabeth, so therefore I'm going to ask her questions as to why she feels the way that she feels, or thinks the things that she thinks, or what she likes to do with her time so that I can pay to go to the movies because she likes movies and she will be happy. Now, you stop giving back to an INFJ, the relationship dies. And that is not the INFJ's fault. It is the other person for not allowing the INFJ to win. And I'm still talking male INFJs. The male INFJ can't win in the relationship. He's trying. It falls through. His best efforts seem like it's not furthering the relationship at all. Door slam. It's over. That's the reality that a male INFJ feels. We feel trapped. We feel hopeless. And we don't want to feel hopeless. And if I'm the only one pouring into the relationship because I can't win and you're not letting me win and you're not giving me opportunities, whether you're a male or a female, not talking dating here, then I don't even want to try. Why am I trying in something where I'm getting 0 points for? A man gets up out of bed, ding, 50 points, goes to work and comes home 8 hours later, hard day of work, ding, 300 points. He makes the bed, ding, 10 points, man. I actually did. I'm on a roll today, he thinks. Actually changes his clothes. He doesn't just wear his jeans, the same jeans to work. Ding! 10 points. That is not how a woman keeps score. Woman keeps score. He got out of bed. Ding! 1 point. He put away his dish after he was done eating cereal. Ding! 1 point. He went to work. Ding! 1 point. The woman says, I got out of bed too. I also put away the dishes. Oh, wait, I put away 20 dishes. Oh, and I made sure that the bed was folded. Oh, and I made sure that the dogs, and I fed the cats. All right, I'm at 5 points, he's at 3. And then as the day goes on, and I went to work. And I dealt with a bunch of nasty customers, and I'm still in a good mood to my husband. Ding, ding, ding. And I'm still ready to invest in him. Ding. All right, she's at 10 points, you're at 3. What's the problem here? The man feels like he's not winning, despite the fact that he feels like he should be. All right, because a man's fueled by testosterone, we constantly feel like we're doing something. We feel like we're fighting every day of our life, fighting for the victory, fighting to conquer. We feel like when we're out at work, we're focused on success. Win, 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 win. So we get home and we feel like we've spent all day accomplishing things, and then the woman or the wife says, why are you so lazy? Why don't you care about this family? I went out and worked too. All you do is sit on the TV, sit around and watch TV. All you do is play video games. You don't have time for me. All right, that's the woman's problem. She's destroying the marriage, and it's because she doesn't understand what the man's doing. And then the man responds with, are you kidding? I do so much, and blah, blah, blah. All right, and it goes back and forth, and that's why couples fight. But if you don't take anything else out of this video, take this stuff away. Men need to win. When a male INFJ feels like despite his best efforts, the relationship is not growing, he asks questions, tries to get answers, doesn't work out, doesn't get any answers, he doesn't know what else to ask, he doesn't know how to ask the questions he already has. Now he's exhausted because he already spent the energy. He doesn't have the energy to ask the same question in the same depth he just tried. And because the other person is not giving him answers, he feels like he's lost. That is hurting the relationship. Now, male INFJs, you've got to be careful with this because it is a mindset to learn and recognize the patterns. They didn't do you any wrong. They didn't have an answer. They didn't understand. It was a communication issue. That is not their fault. They do not deserve to be door slammed. They didn't do anything wrong. You might feel wrong because your FE has not gotten a return on your investment. You gave expecting to get. You did not get, so you are upset. You've got to recognize and play this out carefully. When you start feeling this way, these feelings of frustration are not directed at the other person. They are directed at yourself. Because you are really frustrated you didn't win. You could have done something differently and you didn't. You could have asked the question a different way and you didn't. You could have observed more to figure out how to ask the question and you asked it the wrong way. You didn't ask it the right way. So you feel like you're losing all around in everything. And now your own emotions you're losing, and you're losing at life. And they made you feel this way because they didn't answer your question. Stop right there. They didn't have an answer, or they didn't understand. Now, if they genuinely didn't answer your question and they're just born with a flower sticking out of their rear end, get rid of them. Door slam them. Seriously. They're not worth keeping around. They're toxic. All right. Some people are just easily butthurt at everything that you say. They're just, how dare you ask me a question like that? You're so insensitive. Like, so why do you like to sleep so much? How dare you sleep a lot too? At least I don't sleep as much as my sister. How dare you say that to me? You know, I work so much. Some people are just butthurt. Get rid of them. They're not worth keeping around. Okay? But what I am saying is, guys, this is going to happen because you have chemicals in your body and hormones that rage and rush against you, and it makes you feel frustrated. You've got to recognize the signs, and in your relationships with other people, INFJs, for them to be healthy relationships, it has got to start with you, because your FE is like the biggest ticking time bomb I have ever seen. And I'm talking to myself. I'm an INFJ. I have that too. I've learned to recognize it, which is why I'm saying this now. I've lived it before I've taught it. But FE is a ticking freaking time bomb. Female INFJ, same exact thing, but that's another topic. For you, it's going to be all about estrogen and emotional value, and we'll get into that next time. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like this video if it was informative, and please share your thoughts if I hit the nail on the head. I know I hit the nail on the head. I know I did. But females too, INFJs everywhere. FE is a freaking time bomb, isn't it? Like, it's la 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 la, I'm happy. Why aren't you happy today? What is going on with this freaking world? Nobody's happy. I go out and everyone depresses me. Every single person has something to say to tear me down, to weigh me down, to make me feel like this world's just one big rotten festival, ain't it? And then you're calm again. Effie's one freaking time bomb. Alright, I still struggle with this crap. And you have to balance yourself in your head. But believe me, I get it. And for males, it's harder because you get angry. I lost track of the times I have gotten so furious from feeling like I can't win in my relationship with my mother, because she never acknowledges any of her mistakes, and I'm just, why? And I go outside and I do karate. It was one of my only outlets, so I do iron bone training. If you can't tell, my fingers are actually, if you look at my fingers, they're actually fatter and poofier than the rest of my hand. They shouldn't be. It's because I've conditioned my bones, so that here, look, I accidentally did this. I was angry one day, didn't think my hands were that strong, but I cracked the wood on this table with just my knuckles. Didn't feel it at all. Look at that. Look at that. Didn't feel it at all. But the point is, male INFJs, you guys, you get angry whenever the frustration gets real. It gets real sometimes. And women get emotional. Oops. I was fidgeting and lost the tip to my hearing. Well, crap. Alright. Women get emotional. Men get angry. I'm not saying women don't get angry, but I'm saying it's like, it's estrogen. It's women hormone. And that can get crazy too sometimes. Alright, so guys, you gotta keep a handle on this. Women, take note of this. I'll be talking about it more in the next video. And we will definitely go more in depth on women's hormones and the things that make them tick and what they mean whenever they're asking questions. And, we'll talk about women next time. You guys, any males? You better subscribe or you're going to miss out. I'm going to get so many subscriptions just for that comment. You better subscribe, hit that notification bell, or you're going to miss out. Like this video, it helps me a lot. Share my channel if you haven't already. Share it with your friends, and I will see you all next time. Pardon me while I go look for my pushback on my earring. See ya!